Hello. I don't have anything set up actually. Let's see. Let's listen to this. Can you guys hear? No, you can't. God damn it, Spotify. Here, let me open up this. Look, there's my Obvious. It's there's nothing special on my Obvious, don't worry about it. Da 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 da. I know you can't hear the music, I'm trying to fix that. Da 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 da. Okay, enjoy your work. Enjoy your anime. Don't go too crazy. Thank you for the lurk. Sport. That's what's gonna be named now. Da 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 da. Now you can hear it. Okay, there we go. Da 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 da. Oh, it's on the wrong screen. It's on this screen. I'm gonna move it. There you go. So I might be a little, as I wake up a little bit, I guess I might be a little quieter. I did have a weird dream today again though. Yeah. I remember there was like some like D&D event going on. Oh, Zella, thank you. Yeah, I try to keep things pretty kind, especially on art days. It gets a little bit more crazy on raid day. But, thank you. Yeah, we're just gonna be working on... Well, this is for... What is this for? This is for, hopefully an introductory animation kind of thing. And then, what else? And then probably I'll work on a couple other things. I drew this last week, well, the other direction, but I wanted to flip, but I have an asymmetrical design, so that's tough. Well, thank you. I still be feeling weird to color it the opposite direction. Yeah, I had a really weird dream about, what are they doing? It was like, there was like a D&D thing going on or whatever. And I remember my dad was there for some reason. And like, there was something about the event or whatever that like some parts of the like seating or whatever, like they helped with the event in some way, and I accidentally ended up sitting there and my dad got mad because I didn't want to help. I just wanted to sit there because I wanted to be able to see. And then like, what else do I remember? I ended up still sitting pretty close to like one of the dudes that was part of the D&D thingy. Trust me, it doesn't make a lot of sense, obviously. It's a dream. But, what else do I remember from it? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to rack my brain to try to remember a little bit more. It was definitely a very awkward dream. Hi, Nibble. Thank you for stopping by. I'm just working on some art today. It's very comfy vibes. Hi! How's Emmy? Oh, that was not supposed to be what I sent. Where are you guys? 7 days to die? Did you die? Emmy? Hi, Emmy. Hi, Doc. How are you guys? Hi, Raiders. We're working on art today, so it's pretty comfy. What else? Right, I normally play Final Fantasy 14, but today we're doing art like I always do on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are my art day. I don't got much else going on today. But thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Raiders. Yes, I am doing okay though. Yesterday was pretty annoying actually. So work, I got really frustrated with it because there's a very specific reason. It's literally that, what is it? Oh no, that's congrats. So the thing was that I kept getting these last minute bookings. So people would book last minute for a lesson, and I legitimately hate when people do that. Cause it's like, please, book in advance. It drives me insane. Drives me insane when people, especially like when they book literally like right before the lesson, yeah. Like, it's not necessary. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want to work anyway. But, like, there's a difference to not wanting to do work and, like, not wanting to do it because, like, they booked last minute. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want to work anyway. But there's, like, a specific frustration about them booking last minute. You know what I mean? It sounds like you guys do. I think I have to redo the hair shines on the top of the head. Like, it's not a problem with teaching them. It's a problem more, anyway, with them booking last minute. And now I have less time to plan anything. That sounds terrible, yeah. People who change things like last minute, like, look, don't get me wrong, I do a lot of things last minute. So I really shouldn't complain so much about it because I do a lot of things last minute. But where's my hair shine again? Here it is. I should complain less because I do it myself. I usually get angry at myself though when I do it. But usually also I'd say that a lot of the time when I do it, I'm the only one that's inconvenienced. At least I try to make that the case. Yeah! See, these people, like, they book them, like, literally so last minute. It's like, they're, like, some of them are online, so I guess. Thank you for the follow, Kitsune. Like, I guess these people are going like, oh, I guess I'll decide to take a last minute, like, English lesson right now on the computer. And it's like, I guess it still frustrates me. Because now I have to pick a lesson last minute. It's like we have these students sometimes that also, like, they'll, like, want to take a different season book. So we have different seasons for our book thingy. So like they'll want to take these like different season books and you'll be like, they won't tell you until like right when you've already picked your lesson for the day and everything, and you'd be like, really? I planned. Nuggies time? Enjoy your nuggies, Emmy. Like, I picked the lesson already for you, and you gotta throw my plans out. I hate it. Like, please, just... go with the season! Ree! And it's not like we don't have rental books. We have rental books if you don't have the book. It's fine. Ugh. Ugh. Trying to be mad. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, it sounds like you worked for probably the same kind of place that I do. I'm not saying their name on stream, but it sounds like you've exactly done the same. You've worked at the same company I have. But yeah, when they check, they recently... And you know what sucks the most? When they don't say anything. When you're like, okay, let's do this lesson. And they just go along with it. And oh, actually, there's something even worse than that. When they go along with it, they've already done it recently. They don't say anything. And then they do poorly at it anyway. And then you see the other teacher gave them like a pity pass. It's so frustrating. Like, I mean, yeah, I'd feel awkward, like, changing the lesson last minute as well, but, like... I give a decent amount of student pity passes, too, though, so I can't fault the teacher too much, especially if the student, like, has been trying for a while, and you know that it doesn't really matter, that they don't actually seem to care about getting better. Because there's like, I talked about it the other day where it's like, there's certain students that you can tell that they're not really here. They're not really taking the lessons to learn English. They're taking the lessons as something to do. I don't really like those students. It's like you could find something to do that doesn't like involve other people trying to teach you something. No, I'll leave that black. Alright, so you finished the left side and the right side. Nice. Yeah. I guess some people are just bored. I don't like it though. Like, come on. Learn... Yeah. And let me guess before you finish typing. They probably came a lot, but then they never seem to get any better, right? That sounds really mean, but like... I don't know. I'm not saying that you can't learn but there's one thing that I don't like some people do when they're learning languages. Is that you can see that there are people that like have confined themselves to be like, oh, I'm never gonna get good enough, right? I'm never gonna really learn this language. That like they took that like like they take that like idea of like, oh, only kids really learn languages, like to like hard as a hard and fast rule. Or like, I don't know, maybe they watched the stupid NHK thing where that one dude, I don't remember the exacts of it, but the idea of like where they said like, oh, you need to have an English ear and Japanese people just can't hear English. No, you can. You dumb godforsaken pain my fuck NHK in for many reasons. Fuck NHK for many reasons. God damn. Alright. So I need one more. I still remember, so back when, let me get about the same head size. So I remember, I know! Maybe come in more than once a week, or like actually, thank you for the follow. Like come in more than once, or like, oh my gosh. Don't... It's okay, you're fine, I think I get it. But yeah, like... It's like these people are like taking it because someone told them they should take it, and then it's like... But then like, you're not actually benefiting from it, right? Unfortunately, Zella, I think I mean, I've been, like I said, it sounds like we both worked at the same place. I don't know if you still do, but unfortunately, I still do. And I mean, I've been at this for 5.5 years, so I think it sounds like we've both seen the same shenanigans for a really long time. How did I pose her legs? Alright. Eventually when I quit, I will probably actually name them. Oh, recently quit? Yeah, congrats, I think. I hope you have another job lined up. Congrats for leaving, though. Congrats for getting out. I'm leaving at the end of the year. I'm only sticking out my contract. Well, there's 2 reasons. 1, don't want to pay them to leave the contract early. Don't want to deal with the contract early kind of shenanigans. 2, I have tickets to Hatsune Miku in September. My priorities are Miku. Yeah. That's basically kind of the point that I've reached. Yeah, my lotto game is hella strong. Like, it's freaking wild that I've never lost. Honestly, so I still will have friends that will be here in Japan, so I might still be able to occasionally ask them, maybe. Gun bear? That's so good. Gun bear. Like die job. I love it. Yeah, I've never lost ticket entries for Magical Mirai, which is wild. Oh, I did not mix my tea very good. Unfortunately, the stress of moving has been getting to me. Because I'm just going to be leaving the country, unfortunately. I love living here, but... unfortunately... unless you have a job, you can't live here. Unless you're Japanese, and I am not. You know? I do intend to visit a lot, though. Yeah. I mean, the question becomes, can I, like, monetarily afford it? But we'll see, we'll see. I'll be able to throw myself into this and translation stuff more. Maybe I'll actually have time to, like, have the energy to actually study. Like, actually do Japanese study. For realsies again. I need to open my thumbnails. I need to get a thingy. Yeah, they're semi-open. I know that for right now it's still what? You still have to have, like, they're still limiting it to... Last I checked, anyway. It was a matter of they were still limiting it to... What's the word? Tour groups? But hopefully they'll stop doing that. I hate tour groups. Anyway, I know what we're gonna do for the thumbnail. Yeah, hopefully. Moving, though, has been super painful because of everything. Well, that actually reminds me. Give me, like, 1 sec. Let me check. Yamato. I need to check Kuroneko for a sec. Where's the... Where's the tracking? I forgot where it is on here. Tracking. Tracking doko. I just want to make sure. I want to see where it is now. I sent 2 packages to Joey. I just want to check where they are. Oh yeah, I did. It looks like a Splatoon thing. That's one. One cleared customs, but one is in transit. Okay. One, I guess, is stuck in customs. God damn it. Which one was which? I don't remember. Let me figure out which one is which. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm like getting distracted as I always do, but like... Which one is that top one? Oh no, that's the... That's the one with the good stuff in it. So I bought a while ago, right? Joey, I bought for him a Zelda phone case that was at the Nintendo store. The one that opened in Japan. And, I also bought him doujinshi, so like a print version of some stuff of Kiryu, Koko, and Kanata. But that's the one that's still in transit, so it might have gotten stuck in customs. Oh no, what if it's the Dojin? Oh. What if it's the Dojin that got it stuck in customs? There's nothing bad in it. It says so. God damn it. I really hope that it gets through customs. And I really hope that they don't confiscate something or whatever. I'd be fucking pissed, actually. Like, there's an art book in there. And a couple of other books. And then the Dojin. Which, I don't know, I feel like my first guess would be that they might, like, be like, oh no, Dojin, we gotta look at this thing. Because, you know the image of Dojin, where they think all of it's hentai. Where people always think it's hentai. It's more, I feel like that might be why. So probably Japan side. So one made it all the way to the US already. And it's just going all over the place because... Yeah, well, one is still in transit. And it doesn't have, like, customs clearance completed. Maybe I'll call them later. Maybe I'll call them later. Because I remember, Friday, they called me while I was at work. And then I tried to call the number back. And then they didn't answer, so I was like, okay. Right? And then I didn't have the, because I was at work, right? I didn't have the number for the shipment. Maybe I should give them a call today, because it's not a holiday. I thought about doing it yesterday, but then I was like, oh, it's a holiday. They probably won't be open, the customer service desk. The thing was, when they called me, they also didn't, like... I mean, I don't think I have a answering service anyway. So they didn't leave they didn't leave those. But they also didn't leave, like, what I thought would be, like, a redelivery slip. They didn't leave me anything. So I don't know why they called me. And they haven't called me since, so I figured maybe... I don't know. There was a delivery the other day. I got a milk tea mix because my supermarket keeps not holding it. Keeps not having it, and I need my milk tea, god damn it. I don't know, maybe I'll call them. Because they shipped on the same day, so it's weird that, like... one would still be in transit and one has made it all the way to the US. Maybe I'll call them. The thing is, though, I also did guesstimate the package weight. Because I don't have a scale. So I guesstimated the package weight. So, like, maybe it's too heavy? Yeah? That's one reason I could think of. Measuring cup isn't gonna measure weight! No, but I don't have a scale. Oh, I think I know where it is, so it's not lost. this is good enough for a thumbnail. Detail-wise, anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll try to call them after I end stream. Or tomorrow. Oh, thank you for the wrist stretch, everyone. Just one sec. I want to finish this hand. Yeah, I guess maybe I should call them. And see if there's a problem, because they called me, didn't leave a message, they didn't leave a Sai Hai Tatsu thingy, which I thought they would. Like, I thought, oh, okay. They should just give me a redelivery slip if it was a delivery, but they didn't, and I was like, then why'd they call me? And it's weird because I sent the thing on Wednesday, right? I sent the thing on Wednesday, but they called me on a Friday, so it's like, that's a really long time. Ayashi じゃない。ちょっと怪し、ちょっと変じゃないね。If all else fails, like, they'll just tell me, oh no, there's no problem, it's just stuck in customs. Which, I mean, fine, there's nothing I can do. Customs is customs. Annoying, but nothing I can do, you know? Like, if their answer is just, oh, it's stuck in customs, like, obviously there's nothing I can really do about that besides be annoyed at customs. The thing that sucks is that's the good package. So, unfortunately, I sent 2 packages, right? And I put most of the present items in the one box. And that's the box Joey wants more, I think. Because the other one's just, like, my stuff. My plushies, like, in those vacuum seal bags and shit. Yeah. I really hope that it's just stuck in customs. I hope for both of our sake it's just stuck in customs and it'll eventually get there. I think for the rest of this though, rest of the stuff, I'll probably... So I have to book my flight soon. I really need to book the flight soon. I'm procrastinating a little bit on it. Because I'm figuring on my last week, right? I'm gonna take like a whole week off. Because of my contract, I can just kind of take off time whenever the heck. Right? And you know, tell them to deal with it. And enjoy my last like week. Because I'm on the one contract that lets me take off time whenever I want, as long as I give them enough notice. Well, actually, even then, I can basically notify them like 5 minutes before. So I'm doing that, and I'm gonna go like do all like the last stuff that I want to do before I leave. And then I'm also like, I'm gonna get a hotel for the last few days because they got me my hotel, not my hotel, my apartment, right? And part of that means that the last day of my contract is the last day that I can be in my apartment. Which sucks. Because then I feel like I'm gonna be in a rush. You know? Like, I feel like I'm gonna rush myself if I have to be like, oh, well, we have to have... What is it? I'd have to turn off the water, turn off the gas, cancel my internet, cancel my phone, have them close out the you know, deal with the apartment finishing stuff. So it's like... And then also make sure that I get to the airport on time. I don't want to deal with that. And then I also kind of want my last day to be relaxed. And good vibes. So I was figuring to get 2 nights at a hotel somewhere in like Tokyo area, and then like, you know, go to the Aorzé Cafe one or two more times. No, I'm not gonna spend too much money. Because to me, okay, so I don't know about you guys, but my opinion on hotels really is like, it's just somewhere to sleep. So like, when it comes to vacations for me, there's definitely some interesting hotels. But yeah, my thing is like, personally, a hotel is just somewhere I sleep. I don't really care for the amenities besides maybe if I were to go to like, for example, like Disney. Nah? If I went to like Disney, like Disney World even, I would go for like a nice, right, kind of thing where I could also maybe have one day where we don't go anywhere specific, right? We like go swimming in the pool or whatever. But when it comes to like most vacations, I'm very much like, oh, I'm just sleeping there. See, unfortunately well, kind of unfortunately, Disney Japan is kind of pointless for me because my apartment is only about an hour away, and that's acceptable for me to travel. So I don't bother with a hotel. You know what the funny thing is? The last time I got a hotel while in Japan is actually because I was moving in. And it still bothers me a little bit. I talked a bit about it. But when I moved in, so like I said, they organized the apartment for me because I had never moved out on my own before, and I was kind of nervous about like organizing that sort of stuff, right? And I figured, oh, I'll just get them to do it. It should be fine, right? But, what that meant is that also because my flight landed late in the day, they were like, oh, we can't meet you then. Which is so shitty. But they're like, oh, we can't meet you then. You're gonna have to get a hotel for the one. Like, either you have to try to get a flight that lands earlier, which was impossible for my airport. The airport I was leaving from and the airport I was landing in. There was no way. And then, like, or get a hotel for the one night. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So unfortunately, I got a hotel for one night. The worst thing was, like, I didn't have, like, a phone or anything, so I got really lost trying to find the hotel. And it was raining that day. Sucked. So if anything, gives me even more reason to, you know, 6 years down the line, say fuck you when I leave. See, actually, okay, I did have an old man who, an older man who I was like, I'm so lost, how do I get here? And like, I have a picture on my phone, and he's like, I remember him trying to like move the thing, and I'm like, no, it's, and he's realizing that it's a picture of a website and not the actual website. Yeah, a different old man. This guy was in the city. I felt bad because it's like, no, that's not an actual like that's not an actual website. You can't scroll it. He did kind of help me. But it still took me a really long time to find where I was going. And I just wanted to sleep. I just wanted to shower and sleep. That was it. That's all I wanted to do. Because that's the only reason I got the hotel. Like, I didn't actually get it to do anything in the city because the next day I had to wake up, go straight over to the actual apartment where that they were going to organize for me. Yeah, we have suburban Oji-san and city Oji-san. Suburban Oji-san was very sweet. He talked a lot about how he used to go take English lessons at the one school that at the place that I was gonna be working. He's a very nice dude though. But anyway, yeah. It was very not it was a very stressful trying just to get to the hotel. No, because I've only gone... Well, okay, there was one time I went by myself, but every other time I went with Joey, so... Joey made sure we didn't get lost. And then, yeah. So, yeah. That was not very cool of them, though, to be like, oh, yeah, by the way, you have to just, you know, get a hotel for your first night in Japan. Because we can't help you on the first day because you arrived too late. Like, bitch, or what? So rude. Pretty shitty of them. I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I knew... Because... So... If you figured out what exact place I work at, what exact specific one, and don't get me wrong, I will probably say their name after I leave. But if you have any idea which specific one I work for, let's just say there's a lot of warnings online for them. And I knew that going in. But my thing was, I didn't honestly expect to still be here. I expected to, you know... I think if you leave on contract, you're fine with this company. As long as you just don't renew the contract. But I know that because I'll be taking those last time off, the way that they do their time off, you have to pay them to get a cover. So it's probably gonna have to be paying them when I leave. Yeah, like... I just wanted to be in Japan again because I had been stuck in a similar feeling hellscape. The American retail hellscape. So... Oh yeah, cleaning fees. I mean, that's true. I kind of expect that when it comes to like any Japanese apartment, so... Like, that's a thing just in general. And that's fine. I'd probably have organized my own cleaning anyway because I'm so bad at cleaning. My apartment's a hot mess. Maybe. My apartment's a freaking hot mess. It's so bad. I've been trying to clean and then like, you know what the worst thing is? I clean and then I'm like, a few days later... few days later, like, it'll be a fucking mess again. And you're like, excuse me, how did I manage this? How did I manage this? Like, especially my little kitchen area. Like, I'll clean it up, you know? I'll clean it up, and then, like, a few days later, like, I've been lazy again, and my, like, so I'm really lazy about putting away. So, like, when I open up plastic packaging, which I swear to God, Japan uses so much, you know? Like, so I go and open up all these plastic packagings, and I'm kind of lazy. And I just, like, put it on the stovetop and figure I'll put it in my little bag. Because I have a little bag to put the plastic stuff so it's all separated, right? And I figure I'll just do that later, no worries. And then, like, a few days later, right? Like, there's a giant pile of plastic shit on the stove because I don't cook anyway. And I'm like, how did this happen? I just cleaned this like 2 days ago. It's not actually 2 days, it just feels like 2 days, okay? Well, see, Joey will clean. Joey will be doing the cleaning, not me. And then, like, I'm always lazy about putting away, like, the papers from paying my bills. Because I go, oh, I'll just organize them later. I threw away a lot of the old ones. I still have ones from, like, 4 or 5 years ago when I first moved in. And I was like, you know what? I don't actually need these anymore. So I therapeutically ripped up so many of them. That was actually a fun experience when I was cleaning up that sort of stuff. Just to rip them apart. No, they don't. And I told you why that one had a footprint on it. It's because it fell down on the floor from the slot and I had no way of noticing. Not my fault. Don't judge me. Ah. My little mail slots, sometimes the little bills end up falling through the little slots because they angle themselves just wrong, that they end up on the floor, and I'm like, and then I don't notice, and then I step on one of them, and oops. They're so tiny. I like the way that their billing system works. Don't get me wrong, I actually really do. I like being able to just go to the kombini and pay my bills. Well, except for the gas bill. Gas bill, I gotta go to the, bank for. Because when I opened it, I didn't have a bank account. When I moved in, I obviously didn't have a bank account yet. So they couldn't automatically, and then I never actually changed it. I never changed it, which is surprising they never, like, came to be like, hey, can you, like, change it? But yeah. I cleaned up and threw away a lot of them. I also had old sheets from when I first came here. Well, okay, sometimes I buy stuff. It depends. If I'm going during work, which is very common, I end up buying lunch at the same time. And they always ask, like, is it okay to put it on the table? And I'm like, yeah. I think that's good enough of a mirror image. Alright, now I have to get his colors. No, not that. This. Yeah, I guess I will be happy to not have to deal with this company anymore. Though I'll be sad to not be in Japan anymore, you know? It's an unfortunate change. I think the one side has no sleeve, but the other side does have a sleeve. I don't know. 14 gear is weird sometimes, man. Common. That sounds cool though. I don't know. Oh! Did you guys see? Doc, you'd be interested. What's his face? Ah, I'm back. Sorry, my internet burped. The new HoloLive boys. Tempest. Hi. Magni, the purple one. He likes Kamen Rider. He also made Bionicle OCs. The one with all the hands. Hands boy. He likes Bionicle and Kamen Rider. Yeah, Joey, so Joey's already like, God damn, I love him more. He's best. He's best already. He's like, Bionicle OCs? Count me in. I think that's good though, that like... I wonder what they sound like though. I wonder what the new boys sound like. I know some people aren't a fan of their designs, right? They're not a fan of the new boys' designs. But, I think either people will warm up to them, or, you know, they won't watch them anyway, you know? Simple as that. Either they won't actually watch them anyway, or, they'll warm up to them in some way. That said, if you play 14 and know the one raid boss, what is it? Vampire dude, what's his name again? What's his name again? Shit, what's his name again? Noir! It's just Hesperos! He's just Hesperos from P4! I'm not saying that as a bad thing, it's just funny. Man just looks like he got isekai'd from 14. I don't know if I'll watch them myself. We'll see. I already don't watch as much Hololive as I kind of wish I had the time for. I'm always so busy with either my stuff, with like editing and that sort of stuff, and trying to play games myself. Just kind of chilling. Versus like watching stream. I always feel bad because I want to watch all these streamers, but I struggle to get the time for it, especially because, you know, working on... I got my regular work, right? And then, like... So I got my regular work, and then I've got, like, this stuff, and it's just... I feel bad because I just don't do... I don't watch as much as I wish I could. Hopefully after quitting, I could watch more streamers. Come on, I'm trying to figure out a good color for this background. Maybe that, because like Thornton phase is like that. What is it? I liked to watch a bit of Pomu. For me, I'll watch like Pomu, and I really like and I also like Fish. In theory, I just don't watch her very much because I think you could probably tell I'm very say so. Fish is very not say so. But I appreciate her 14 love as well. What else? I like a lot of Lazulite. I like a lot of Lazulite. And I appreciate Selene a lot. I think she's really cool. As I'm actually, so what is it? Not Obsidia. What's the third group? What was the third group of Niji-En wave? Them, I'm a little bit iffy on. For a variety of reasons, but I also felt like when they first started posting, they were just super unsay-so, and I'm just like... Okay. And it kind of turned me off right away. I feel bad saying that, but... I don't want to say, like, I only watch say-so streamers, but... I tend to avoid the ones that are, like, very unsay-so. Etheria, yes, thank you. Yeah, I tend to avoid the ones that are, like, really unsay-so. And when they all first came out and they're all, like, what is it, Millie, like, just posted about Illyra armpits. And you're like, bro, that really turns me off right away. Yeah, that was like one of her first pits. Yeah, like you can be yabai if you want to be yabai. I just not really my thing. And that's fair, I think, so. So, that's why I don't really watch, like, I don't even have, like, any of them that I notice about. You wrote Armpits. You put an R and an M in there. But out of Hololive, I tend to watch more of Hololive. At least, there's also more. I feel like there's more that fit what I like to watch. So, like, I like Callie, though I don't like to watch her when she's, like, drunk. You can tell the difference. I watch a little bit of Callie. I like Fubuki. I like Fudea a lot, actually. And then, like, I like Iroha a little bit, but I don't watch her very much. Yeah. I'm not saying you can't drink. It's just, it's very awkward for me. Really? Luxem's pretty yabai. I'm honestly, like... I think that's one of the things that keeps people, like, why they're so... I mean, isn't, like, Luxem, like, way more popular, too? Like, for, Niji. Like, they hit it pretty big, if I remember correctly. Which, like, power to them. Good job. I've watched a bit of Kason. I'm surprised. She did a... What is it? What did she do? She did a camp... She saw... Congrats to Kason on getting into VShoujo. And, what is it? She did a camera stream the other day, too. Right? She did a cam stream even though she's in VShoujo now. Which I was a little surprised about. Not that I think VShoujo would limit her. I was just surprised that she would do that, like, not very long after getting into VShoujo. Congrats to her. I mean, I guess she did also, like, literally go on stage as a cosplay of her character, of her model. So, I mean... I guess she kind of introduced herself that way. But congrats to her on that. As well as Nazuna. I think the secret's kind of open. You guys know why. Congrats to Nazuna on everything that happens with her. Congrats to her for also getting to VShoujo. Yeah, I think VShoujo, I think Kason specifically will just feel a lot more comfortable in VShoujo, and I'm glad for her. As well as hopefully Nazuna as well. I hope they start, you know, they feel comfortable there. Also, did you guys see, I need to move this. I'm always off. Thank you for the hip hop. Oh yeah, a Chinese translator rage quit for VShoujo. Honestly, I thought it was freaking hilarious because it's like, bro, do you think they give a shit? VShoujo is the least, like, is the biggest we do not give a flying fuck, like, company you could ever interact with. It's so hilarious that they think, like, them having their little, like, grumpy child time, tantrum time is gonna, like, get them to kick Kason out. Like, bro, they are the least, they give no shit. I mean, I think the difference is how VShoujo operates more than just, like, the thing. Like, they're very much, like, do whatever. Like, they are not gonna be like, oh shit, this is bad? This might look bad for us? Whatever. Thank you for the wrist touch as well. And I will save in a second. I gotta grab... I definitely think there's pros and cons to a lot of the companies, so... Like, oh no, they're gonna, yeah, like, they're not gonna be like that, you know? I think everybody knows that. That's why the thing was so hilarious to me, because it's like, bro... How long have you been translating for VShoujo and not gonna realize that they do not care? Oh shoot, I forgot which BG I used. Maybe it was the purple one. I'll have to check it later. And it's just funny. I'll be honest. Oh yeah, there was also this one video I watched a while ago about, hold on, let me type 7-8. So there was this one video I watched a while ago, right? About how, whoa. There was a big static. I don't know if you guys saw it. I think that might have been my monitor, my screen. So there's this video a while ago, and I got their point. The idea that like what sells in VTubers is a lot of like say so degen shit, right? Like that sort of stuff gets really popular. And it was very weird to me for them to include VShoujo in the indie sphere, because while I know that they started in the indie sphere, right? I think it's a little weird to keep them in the indie sphere when, if anything, I feel like they, more so than others in particular, kind of pushed that seisont degen, you know, yabai feel, like that the audience is looking for that. Like I feel like they just, like, even more so than others, impacted that the whole thing of VShoujos feeling like, not VShoujo, sorry, VTubers feeling more like a genre than a medium. Because the problem is with VTubing is that VTubing has kind of become more of a genre than a medium. And it should be a medium. And we talk about it like it's a medium. But it's become like a genre because it has certain tropes and certain expectations. And don't get me wrong, like, I may be ace and very dumb about say some things, but I do sometimes recognize them. Usually my reaction is, thank you for the sip, a little bit different than say so to VTubers, but, you know? That's what I mean. Well, I think the thing is that, like, it feels, because of the things, it ends up feeling more like a genre, you know? And I can agree with that. That was, like, one of their big points, right? Was that it ends up seeming more like a genre than a medium. And I can agree with that. But I didn't like their inclusion of VShoujo as... Hold on. I didn't like them including VShoujo as part of the indie sphere, because I felt like if there is any group that really pushed that, like, you gotta be degen to get big, like, that made the degen kind of thing really, like, a big deal, it was VShoujo. And I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying that, like, I'm not saying they can't do that, but I'm just saying that, like, they had probably one of the biggest impacts on the Western sphere and their expectations of VTubers more than, like, even arguably Hololive. I think VTubers like Matsuri being degen, Hachama being what the fuck is Hachama? Yabai, I guess. She's yabai of many flavors. Those VTubers that were either easily understandable despite the language barrier, or got clipped and translated a lot because, like, whoa, look at this cute anime girl doing gross shit. Or like Miko with her accidental, where, I don't want to say accidental, where she quoted the dude, right? Where she copied the audio line and said yabai things, you know? Right? Yeah, Hachama had to actually stop some of that because, like, I think YouTube wasn't liking it. Or the manager wasn't liking it because they were worried about how YouTube would respond to it, which is, that's fair, that's fair. Does it suck? Yes. Do I understand the counterpoint of the manager? Absolutely. Yeah, so like, because a lot of the VTubers that like got shared around were yabai, or like the clips went around that were yabai, and then V Shoujo being extremely yabai a lot of the time. Not all the time, but some of the time. And I'm not saying you can't be yabai, but it does make it like expected to be at least a little yabai. That said, most of my yabai stuff is my static mates. Cause when I say I'm very ace, I'm very ace. I am so ace, it's insane. It's one thing I don't like, right? No, it's also Haru. It's also Haru. Who else also tends to Laika sometimes? Laika sometimes. But then I react and go like, bro, even I know that's yabai. And Laika's like, what are you talking about? I can't make a joking British accent to imitate it right now. What are you talking about? We're just saying this thing. I'm like you know. If even I know, you know. I should probably check in with Hyvac, see how he's feeling. Let me actually see if he's online. Ooh, he is still offline. Good God, I hope he's not dead. I hope he's okay. Jesus Christ. Like is fine. Our issue really is right now. So Hyvac got COVID and still has COVID, so that's our main concern. We also have the issue of our possible new healer AWOLing. Tomorrow will just be EXs probably, by the way. Hyvac has been... Oh, the new person? A while ago. I don't want to talk about it too much on stream, but yeah. Hyvac's last message... He keeps messaging stuff like when he's like conscious. And we're just like, go to sleep, my dude, you're dying. Amy's been frustrated with not reading. And like, don't get me wrong, I've been enjoying a little bit of just relaxed time. But I am also frustrated with not being able to play with everybody. Because people don't want to do the stuff that I like to do when I'm not reading. The group doesn't like to do it as much, so I end up not running with them. Sad. Yeah, I don't want to like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to cancel. I said it when I was like talking about it the other day, right? Or like, well, when I was trying to deal with the schedule issue. So like, I don't like to cancel because I like to play with everybody, right? I don't even, to me, the thing is, I don't care what we play. I don't care what we do as our content, as like what we're playing. I just want to play with everybody. I do wish that they would do more like dumb shit, you know. Abby, I'm calling you out. Stop bailing on dumb maps. Just come chill. Please. I'm calling you out, Emmy. So like, yeah, I get... I don't know. I get people wanting to do raid stuff and only raid stuff. I get that that's the only thing that they really enjoy with the game. I just wish that They would guess on the other stuff. A chance, even if it's just to satisfy me. Please. Don't worry, it's our Reaper slash Samurai and our Static. He always, whenever we're like, hey, do you want to do maps? He goes, nah. And then he gets sad when we don't play. Like, just join us for maps. I know it's not right, but join us for maps at me. He's probably listening right now as he's eating. Nah. He's the one who raided earlier, by the way, so... He plays a lot of different games than I do when he's not playing 14, though. He doesn't stream our raid for whatever reason. He streams him getting his ass handed to him in PvP. But he's decided that streaming raid is too much. Too embarrassing. I'm gonna yell at my Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi is being a little bitch today. Sorry about that. I don't know why it just keeps like, so my Wi-Fi sometimes does this thing where it might be my laptop, so it sometimes like just decides to it just drops connection to it, and I don't know why. Oh, sorry. Thank you guys for putting up with it. Also, what did you look up, Kula? A video game circus? What? Speaking of circus, The Sims. I expanded like a Sims house. Oh, there were some very odd dishes. I see. You know what sucks? What I was thinking about the other day. How. So actually, you know what sucks a lot about video game translation is that, for the most part, the translators aren't ever allowed to talk about their stuff. We're so blessed in the 14 community to have like Koji as like visual as he is, right? Because most translators for video games, and this is a big problem, let me be real with you. Ah, Simp House. Sims. Nah, it's me simping for my... No, I'm not simping for my Sims. But anyway, so what I meant was that, the Simps for... But, yeah, like, we're very blessed in the 14 community to have, like, Koji and the localization team given as much focus as they are, because so it's a big problem in the translation industry in particular, especially with Japanese culture. I don't know how much you guys know about this sort of stuff, but translators particularly in Japanese media, more so than other mediums, there's a really big problem with translators never really being able... First off, not being credited very well. Second, not being paid very well. Actually, no, that should be first. First, not being paid very well. Second, not being credited very well. And third, not being allowed to talk about what they worked on, not even like on their resumes and shit. So as much as I love translation and that sort of stuff, and heck, I even want to get into that field, I'm well aware of that there's a lot of freaking issues. Like, I think everybody by now knows about Crunchyroll's terrible, like, pay rates, but that's not even like that's like the tip of the iceberg for how bad the translation industry is in particular, and it's only with Japanese media. So, like, if you were to look at the rates for, like, other media, like, the Japanese translation rates are, like, appalling. And yeah, like, having Koji in such a visual position, like, even if we disagree with certain things that he's done, like, they're able to talk about it. You know how crazy that is? Like, we're able to get in their head a little bit, like, where they talk about why did they decide this? How did they decide this? What happened here, you know? Like, one of the big things that people usually diss the English translation, and I say translation, in a very, very, broad sense. Because remember with 14, we actually are in an even more extremely, special situation. Because 14, the English version, is not necessarily so much a translation as it is kind of co-written in 2 languages. 14 is a very special game as far as translation works go. It's not fully a translation. The other language versions, so the French and German ones, are a translation of the English version of... the Japanese version. They translate from the Japanese. But the English version is, in some cases, co-written. It is written simultaneously, from my understanding, in a lot of in quite a few cases. Yeah, like, there are definitely points where they most likely have a little bit of a workflow, but yeah, like, one of the biggest things to keep in mind is that, you know, with Koji on the lore team, certain things from the English version actually influence the Japanese version of the game. For example, one of the biggest ones that has been never talked about is that, so, very early on in the game, right, when you get interact with Ifrit, you know, his thralls, his minions are called the Tempered. They've been tempered, right? Like, as a fire kind of thing. And later we have, like, Leviathan has, like, the Drowned. And I think they eventually kind of gave up on that. But they had, like, special words for each of the minion words. But the Japanese version, when they encountered the word tempered, they were like, wow, we really like that. Can we use that? And they told them that, you know, it wasn't going to be all tempered, you know, they were gonna have different ones. Like, we'll just keep it just one in Japanese. So yeah, if you ever listen to the Japanese audio of Final Fantasy XIV, whenever they talk about things being what is it called? I mean, tempered has become like the default terminology for if we're talking about them in general. But yeah, they always say tempado. Which is like tempura. Which, like, that's a big example of it, right? So, and I think that's like an example of just how very unique of a situation 14 is. I think that's like our biggest example of how unique of a situation 14's translation is. Most games can't do that. You're Groot, Emmy? I see. Most games just don't. And it's fine. It's not necessarily a problem. But it just puts, you know, it puts 14 in a very unique spot to look at from a translation standpoint, right? And then, yeah, with our very, you know, vocal, so to speak, or well, very visible, I would say more than vocal, are very visible translators. Because, like, for example, like, has the Yakuza translators ever gotten to really speak up about their experience translating, why they got to do things? Absolutely not. I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't get interviews with translators. You get interviews with the devs. And I'm not saying those aren't important, but I'm also saying that translators should be given the spotlight sometimes too. I know that part of the role of a translator, and a good translator, is that you won't notice that they're there. But I think that should only be in the case for the work itself. I think that we should... No, I think it's more about visibility. Because transparency, I don't feel like quite covers it. What I'm looking for. I want them to be visible. And I don't think that we need to have every single translator ever talk about, you know, their work. I just think it would be nice if we had more of them able to talk about their work. But a lot of translators, after they're, you know, well out of the field or have some sort of security that they can feel, or have a job where they think they can, where they can kind of talk about it, they often end up alluding to the fact that a lot of translators, a lot of game translations, for example, don't allow you to talk about them. Like, your NDA is wild. The NDA game's strong, but like in a bad way. You know? And it's such a shame because, like, games that have questionable or bad translations by most people's standards, I think even those, like, we'd love to get into their head. Like, what happened? Like, what happened with the Persona 5 opening sequence? What happened there? You know? What happened there? Why did we have that one line with Mona fully voiced? It's like, it means they're serious and are trying to kill us or whatever. What happened there? What happened there? You know? And yeah, I agree that a good translator should kind of disappear into the background. But I feel like the companies ended up taking it too seriously. Like, oh, well, a good translator don't get any attention. But a good translator is extremely important, you know? And yeah, in the work itself, they should blend into the background and not really be noticed. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't give them any attention. You know? Did I make this too big? Oh, that hand is way too big. I'll go make it smaller. Maybe shrink the arm width a little bit too. Well, see, I don't know. I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, but they're also paid like shit too. See, the thing is that the people that end up staying in the industry are the ones, like, because the ones that are like, oh damn, I don't get paid, I get paid like peanuts, like, they're gonna eventually leave, right? They're gonna have a harder time, like the ones that like feel like they're putting in so much effort and energy and not really getting anything out of it, right? Not like, it's not even just about like not getting recognition, right? It's about like also being paid kind of poorly. Like when they when they get to that point where they're like, wow, I'm putting in all of this effort and I'm getting nothing really in return. Those people that really care about the craft are gonna leave, I think. I think that's fair. I mean, that's literally what's going on with my job right now. I care a lot about teaching the kids that I do, but I can't deal with it anymore and get paid what I get paid and treated like the way we get treated at work. You know what I mean? So, like, people that care about, like, what the work they're doing, if they feel like they're getting treated poorly, they're gonna leave. But the other people that feel that, like, you know, the people that will kind of mess around and not care as much about the craft, they're gonna end up leaving. They're gonna end up staying because to them, it's good enough. And in some of those cases, I'm sure, like, getting that, like, ooh, look at me, I did something that made the internet angry. Like, of course they're gonna stay, because that, to them, was worth it. It's that people that really do care about the translation and the craft itself, they're gonna have a harder time, they're gonna have a bigger time struggling to try to stick around. Yeah. And it's tough. Yeah, it's definitely also tough, like, to try to change it from the inside or even from the outside. It's definitely a very tough situation. And it sucks. Because, like, I love I like doing translation. Like, a lot, actually. And I don't mind if people don't know that I translated something, like, as a fan, even. I like the recognition, but I also don't think that, you know, like, don't get me wrong, the day that the Hikari no Otou-san movie got announced when I was at FanFest, and my phone actually buzzing so much that WordPress sent me a notification saying, your posts are popping off, basically. That made me feel good. Like, don't get me wrong, that made me feel good, right? To know that people were interacting with it. That in itself can be payment, or at least nice to see. But that's not the only thing. You know? That's not the only thing. Now, as a fan, I go into it knowing that's the only thing I'm gonna get, right? You know, as a fan translator, I know that's all I'm gonna get, right? But official translators should get a little bit more. And apparently there's also issues with official translations not even crediting people correctly, or at all in some cases, which is, like, in the credits and stuff. That's gross. Like, I remember, do you guys follow Steiner? You guys follow Steiner? You should follow Steiner if you like translation stuff. Hold on, let me pull up Steiner. He's a funny dude. Oh! I keep pressing this button that puts on like F11 or something. Hold on, let me just go on my personal. Hold on. Let me go pull up like one of his like wait. Oh, that's X, okay. Where is he? Oh, I just saw my screen flicker again. Uh-oh. Tablet, are you okay? Hold on. Okay, so his Twitter is Distant Valhalla. He ends up posting a lot of dumb shit. But also, he posts a lot of like translation shit too sometimes. But, you know, I remember him posting like a while ago. That when he translated that My Dad's a VTuber, right? My Dad's a VTuber manga or whatever. I remember him like noting how like having his name on the cover as like this manga was translated by him, like, was a big deal. And that's, you know, go look at your old manga. Do they ever list the translator on the cover? I was actually thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, no, they don't. Every other media, like a book, right? Not anime and manga, right? Like, regular, like, book translations. Let's have the translator listed on the cover, right? Why does anime and manga and light novels all get away with never mentioning the translator? Like, it's not to say, like, we don't do it out of love for the series or for the work that we do. Like, we love this kind of shit, right? But that doesn't mean we should be ignored, too. Yeah. They credit the editor and the translator, usually. No, I've usually seen the translator, like, who translated it, I feel like. Admittedly, I don't have any, like, English language manga here with me. So I can't check that regard. But it's so sad when you think about it, right? That a lot of other media will make sure to properly credit their translator. Because they're just as important. And then, like, anime and manga in particular not only get away with shitty rates, like really bad rates per character, but, like, not even crediting them properly. Like, how do you find who translated what on Crunchyroll? You don't. Oh, does it? Is it nice on the cover or something? Or is it like... Or is it like kind of hidden? I don't know. Is it a more recent thing too? I guess I'm also concerned about that. Like it says, is this a recent change? No, this is old? I see. it's still, I don't know. I still definitely think that, I mean, I think we can at least agree that translators don't get enough credit. Especially, like, in general. Yeah. Man, I really hope my tablet wasn't flickering and it's a sign that it's dying or something. I mean, I've had this for now, like, a couple years, but... Interesting. At the very least, I hope my tablet can make it to when I move. I'd like to not have to buy a new one until I get back to America. I'll be fine if I can make it to December with this tablet. I don't really want to buy a new one. I don't want to have to worry about like getting rid of this one in the Japanese trash system. I'm still like, I still have a stack of things and I'm like, I have to sort these and deal with these correctly for the trash system. It's my old tablet that I don't use anymore. I'm gonna have to get rid of. Cause, it stopped working a while. Like, well, I don't want to say stopped working. It was extremely finicky. Like, it often wouldn't register pen pressure. I mean, the driver installer, like, you know those old programs, right? Where, like, you have the big blue... the big, like, giant, like, where it's all blue in the background, like a blue gradient or whatever. Like, it had one of those installation screens. It was that old. It was not very cooperative anymore. So, that's when I decided to replace it. It lasted a very long time. But I was drawing a lot more, so I upgraded to this very expensive tablet. What is it? XP Pen 12, I think it is? It should be listed down below if you're curious. I actually really do like my tablet. Like in a good, like I do like it a lot. I wouldn't mind one day going for like the big bucks. Getting like a Wacom, like big, expensive Wacom or whatever. I wouldn't mind doing that one day. But I'm hesitant to do it because I don't think it would be worth my money. But also, like, I'm not gonna buy one now. Like I said, I don't want to have to buy one now and then have to transport it. This should be fine until December. You know? This damn well better be fine until December. Yeah, I think the old one, like, it was incredibly finicky, so that's why I opted to replace it. Because I found that it was more trouble than it was worth to keep using it. Plus, yeah, the thing looked like it was from, like, the driver installation looked like it was from, like, Windows XP era. It was time. And I decided if I was gonna... And then I ended up, you know... I was a little hesitant upgrading to one with a screen. I'm never going back. I'm never going back to not having a screen on my tablet. $200. And I definitely think with all of the art commissions I've ever done, which I should actually post about again soon, I think it's paid for itself. I think with the art commissions that I've taken, it ended up paying for itself. Granted, I didn't buy it for art commissions. At the time, I didn't even think about doing them again. I say again, like I really ever did them seriously before now, but... Stomach, what the fuck? I might get some cereal in a little bit. I just realized my laundry's ready. I think it's been done for a little while. I'm gonna be right back though. Where's my laundry time? I gotta hang my laundry. I'll be right back.